Breaking news: when negotiations fail, Israel attacks Gaza. According to Saleh al-Arauri, the deputy head of Hamas political bureau, the negotiations for the exchange of prisoners and captives will not resume until the attack ceases. Israel removes its Mossad negotiators from Qatar, prompting French President Emmanuel Macron to arrive in Doha and call for stepped-up efforts to reach a lasting ceasefire. Meeting boycotted by Palestinian activists as ICC prosecutor visits Region International Criminal Court. ICC Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan visited Israel and the occupied West Bank on Saturday. There was a boycott of Khan's visit by Palestinian rights groups, who questioned his lack of empathy for the plight of Gaza's refugee camps as they were bombarded by Israel. Aid to Gazans has been essentially halted. UN Since Israel resumed its attacks on Friday, humanitarian operations have been largely halted, according to the UN, meaning that only limited humanitarian services are being provided within Gazan shelters. According to the most recent report from the United Nations humanitarian branch in the occupied Palestinian territories, flour distributions in areas south of Wadi Gaza have been quite limited in recent days. The report added that there was almost no improvement in the northern parts of Gaza's access to drinking water during the brief truce in fighting, and that this is contributing to the spread of diseases. Children injured in Gaza's hospitals overwhelm. Many children have been hurt in Israel's continuous attacks on Gaza, and the few hospitals that have remained open are struggling to cope. Be warned, there is explicit material in this video. A cloud of smoke engulfs southern Gaza throughout the Gaza Strip, including in southern Gaza, where Israel had previously warned Palestinians to flee. Israeli airstrikes are targeting residential buildings and refugee camps. Images captured from the other side of the border illustrate the devastation in southern Gaza as a result of Israel's return to attacks following the end of the temporary truce, demanding action from UN genocide experts, Palestinian rights groups. In light of the fact that genocide is unfolding in the Gaza Strip, human rights organizations representing Palestinians have written to United Nations human rights specialists in the prevention of genocide, urging them to undertake immediate measures. Special Advisor on the Responsibility to Protect George Okoth-Abo and UN Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide Alice Weiramundaratu were the recipients of the letter. Governments were urged to uphold their legal obligations and urgently intervene as part of the All Measures at Their Disposal campaign. 14 Palestinian groups, including CCPRJ and PHROC, the Palestinian Human Rights Organizations Council, and the Civic Coalition for Palestinian Rights in Jerusalem, signed the letter. More than 170 world leaders vowed to uphold the responsibility to protect principle in 2005, in response to widespread genocide that occurred in the 1990s. The United Kingdom will fly surveillance missions over the Gaza Strip and Israel to aid in hostage rescue operations. As part of its support for efforts to free Hamas prisoners, the United Kingdom has stated that it will launch surveillance flights over Israeli and Gazan airspace. The Ministry of Defense, Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, and the Home Office issued a joint statement on Saturday stating that surveillance aircraft will be unarmed, do not have a combat role, and will be tasked solely to locate hostages. The appropriate authorities responsible for hostage rescue will only receive information pertaining to hostage rescue. Deadly Israeli attack in Nuseirat refugee camp claims 13 lives. Wafa Israeli attacks on the Nuseirat refugee camp in the central Gaza Strip have reportedly killed at least 13 people, including children and women, and injured many more. The attacks hit multiple homes in the camp. This information is reported by the Palestinian Wafa news agency. According to Wafa, many others remain trapped beneath the rubble, and the victims were quickly transported to Al-Ada Hospital in Gaza's central province. Reports from the area indicate that at least 13 civilians were killed when Israeli warplanes attacked the homes of the Asser and Zakout families within the refugee camp. As rescue workers plow through the rubble in search of survivors, the death toll is sure to climb.